All right, California anglers, here's your weekly rundown of the spots getting planted and where you'll want to target this week. First, a quick ocean salmon check-in. CDFW is still crunching the catch reports against that 7,000 fish summer quota. If the total stays under the line, look for a 2-day opener on July 5th and 6th. If the mark is already met, the summer season goes back on ice, so keep an eye on our ocean salmon page for the final call. Starting in NorCal, we're rolling county by county today, so hit the comments and tell me if you like the detail. Over in Alameda County, Shadow Cliff saw a catfish drop in early June and will pick up another load this week. Quarry Lakes gets its first catfish plant of the season, and Lake Temescal joins the party with its own first catfish delivery. Swing up to Alpine County and Cape Holes Lake will get its first trout plant of the year. Contra Costa County follows with Contra Loma Reservoir, lining up a second catfish plant. El Dorado County brings two options. The South Fork of the American River receives its first trout plant, while Stumpy Meadows Reservoir gets trout this week and again next week. Lassen County adds steady action as Shotover Lake lands a second straight trout plant. Modoc County keeps the momentum on the South Fork of the Pitt River with a third trout plant in as many weeks. Nevada County lights up Coldstream Pond with its first trout plant, and Eureka Lake gets its own first drop as well. Plumas County stays hot. Lake Almanor earns trout for a second week in a row, and that makes 5 plants since early May. Shasta County remains a trout powerhouse. Every section of Burney Creek keeps stocking. Upper and Middle Hat Creek add more plants. Hatcher Creek secures a second straight load. Iron Canyon Reservoir gets trout again after late May and late April drops, and the lower stretch of Clark Creek sees its first plant of the year. Sierra County rounds out NorCal with Jackson Meadows Reservoir pulling in its first trout plant of the season. Moving down to Central California, Fresno County is stacked this week. Mono Creek scores a 4th straight trout plant. Hume Lake grabs its June load. Huntington Lake follows the monthly schedule with fresh trout. And Dinky Creek plus Tamarack Creek both post their 6th drops since early May. The South Fork of the San Joaquin River picks up a 3rd straight plant and is already booked for next week. 10 Mile Creek logs a 3rd June plant with another on deck for next week as well, and Kings River below the Pine Flat Dam keeps its near-weekly rhythm, and Bearskin Creek, Fish Creek, Portal Forebay, Ward Lake, and Fort Wright Reservoir all reload after solid early June plants and are queued up again for next week. Inyo County lines up 2 trout drops on the Owens River below the Tenemaha Reservoir, adds another on Owens River Section 2, and Lone Pine Creek extends its streak to 3 straight weeks with a 4th already scheduled. Madera County keeps Nelder Creek on its every other week pattern, while Rock Creek and both the upper and lower stretches of Chiquito Creek notch a 2nd straight plant and stay on next week's list. Mono County keeps the flow going. Owens River Section 3 was planted last week, gets trout this week, and is penciled in again for next week. Tulare County is going to be planting in 8 spots. Stony Creek takes trout this week, and again, the week of June 22nd, Upper and Lower Ballpark Lake extend their weekly run since early June. All 3 sections of the Tool River grab more trout after last week's drops, and Big Meadows Creek plus Hedrick Pond continue their steady early summer schedule with plants this week and next. And finally, in SoCal, LA County brings a fresh trout load to Jackson Lake on the Wrightwood side of the hill. San Bernardino County is all about catfish this week. Cucamonga Guasti, Glen Helen, Mojave Narrows, Prado, and Yucaipa Lakes each get another helping of whiskered fighters, matching the Park Lake schedule they've been running all season. San Diego County caps the list. Lake Jennings drops 1,000 pounds of catfish this week after that 1,500-pound haul in mid-May. Santee Lake spreads 1,000 pounds of catfish across the chain this week, then doubles up to 2,000 next week. Perfect for the kids. And Dome Pond sticks to its every other week rhythm with another round of trout. That's your full rundown. Hit CaliforniaFishPlants.com for the live map, plan your trip, and with that said, we'll catch you all next week.